Towering inferno. Jacksonville firefighters are battling a massive fire at an apartment building in the heart of downtown.
I couldn't believe it was the brand new apartments that aren't even done being built yet.
The biggest challenges crews are facing. Brave souls. President Biden says the U.S. will respond after 3 Americans were killed in a drone strike.
We shall respond.
The growing concerns as conflict spreads in the Middle East. Border battle. A deal to secure the southern border might be days away.
We do have a bipartisan deal. We're finishing the text right now.
The proposed changes and key sticking points on Capitol Hill. The Super Bowl is set. The Chiefs and the 49ers are heading to Vegas.
You gotta fight for your right to party!
And they're not the only ones. Plus, tackling your taxes. The IRS will start processing your returns today. One way you could get a bigger refund, and the red flags to spot tax season scams. It's Monday, January 29th, 2024.
Live from the local station, the morning show starts now.
And we have team coverage on local breaking news in downtown Jacksonville today, where a high-rise condo is still burning nearly 10 hours after a fire broke out around 9:30 yesterday evening. Now you can still see the flames around the top of this building right now as you look live there on the right-hand side of your screen. Jacksonville Fire and Rescue Department, they have used, as we know, up to 5,000 gallons of water per minute just trying to get it out. So here's a look from a different vantage point, a wider shot here. You can see the fire from across the St. John's, the smoke billowing everywhere through our South Bank sky cam, sending smoke in our area, some smelling it all the way out to JTB, we're told. So this is what the fire looked like earlier. This is about 1 o'clock in the morning. You can see the height of those flames. And this was after they thought they got this fire under control earlier in the evening. So good morning, everyone. Firefighters say that no one was inside of that building when the fire started because it was an apartment building that wasn't finished.
Yeah, not expected to open until about March. Our crews have been on the scene since early this morning, gathering information. News4Jax reporter Brianna Andrews is along the South Bank Riverwalk. Vic Michelucci is near VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena, which is right across the street from the building. Vic.
Jen and Mel, it has been a long night and morning for Jacksonville fire and rescue crews. Dozens of firefighters out here, and I want to show you live. We're getting a better look at what's going on right now because the sun is going up. You can see that thick black smoke. You can still see a lot of fire trucks here. 1, 2 ladder trucks here pumping thousands of gallons worth of water onto it. And this is just one side of the building. There's actually at least 7 of those JFRD trucks around this entire 247 unit apartment complex. I want to bring in Captain Eric Proswimmer, who also has been here throughout the night. Captain Proswimmer, we have seen flames get very, very big, very hot, then go down, then come back. I'm looking in the corners. There's still some burning up there.
Yeah, they're still burning up there. It's a cat and mouse game. You know, it's science, and when we blow water on it, the fire goes to its path of least resistance. Then when we move back, it moves back. So it's an open area because the roof's been burned off, and so it allows it to move a little more freely. You'll also see up in the corners, there's some problems with the edges of the building where it's collapsing a little bit.
It's dipping down.
Yep, it's dipping down. The integrities. So those are issues for us to think about as well.
You used the word collapsing. I don't hear you say that much. How big of a concern is that right now that this could collapse?
I think it's something that we're keeping in mind. I don't think it's a huge concern at this point. As things would progress, if we lost more lower, then yes, it's more of a concern. And I think if you see us backing up, then you'll know that it's more and more of a concern.
We see firefighters running, we need to run as well. And the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office has all the roads around here blocked off, so that's certainly good news. Going to be impacting traffic around here. I want to talk about that blowout right there, and Hunter Vaughn, our photojournalist who's been with us all morning long. saw smoke and flames coming out of that. What do you think happened there, Captain Crosswimmer?
So I think what happened was on the top floor, you had some air handlers that are up there. They're very heavy. I think with all the weight, with the water, with everything, the floor gave way and it just came straight down. Because if you see when there was more smoke and they squirted that hose, the ladder pipe down there, it was almost a straight shot all the way down, like there was nothing stopping it whatsoever. So that tells me that it cleared a space all the way down.
And I know there's a fire truck underneath that took some of that debris. Thankfully, the firefighters are okay, right?
Correct. Nobody was hurt. It was probably a little closer than we would like, and debris was all over the ladder truck. But you know, it's a dangerous job we do.
Okay, I've got to wrap soon, but I see the State Fire Marshal silver truck right there behind us. Any word on what caused this or where the fire even started?
We're way too early for that. We know it started on the other side, somewhere in the 6th or 7th floor area, and that's where they'll begin their investigation. But that's not going to happen until we've got it out and it's safe to enter.
Absolutely. Listen, we just want to say thank you to all of our first responders, the men and women of JFRD, JSO, all the support crews. We know that there's City of Jacksonville crews out here. In fact, they were coming here with big diesel tankers to fuel up the fire trucks because these fire trucks have been here since about 9:30. Captain Crosswimmer, thank you so much for your time. I know that we're going to come back to you for some more updates. But again, you are looking live. The water continues to pour in. A significant damage, and we're only going to see more as we get the sun coming up here. Some are concerned this could be a total loss. Too early to tell exactly the damage, but from what we are seeing here, it is significant. Millions upon millions of dollars worth. We're live at the Sports Complex. Vic Micolucci, Channel 4, the local station.
Brianna is joining us now. Brianna, this fire has been so intense with so much smoke. You can see it from across the river.
Yeah, it's the first thing you see right out here, and it is extremely alarming, but surprisingly an improvement from what we saw this morning around 1 in the morning. I want you to take a look at this video here. You can see the plume of smoke was much thicker. You can see how long it stretches across the city. The good news, though, JFRD says the smoke will likely dissipate, so poor air quality is not a concern for JFRD. Now, again, this is the RISE Doro Apartments. This is a multi-million-dollar luxury apartment building still under construction. Now, as we've been mentioning all morning, no one lived in the building and no one was hurt. The State Fire Marshal is working to find out what caused the fire, but we're here just monitoring the impacts of what we're seeing so far. We've been here again since 1 this morning, and we're going to stay here and continue to monitor the flames and figure out what exactly caused it once that information becomes available. But for now, I'm reporting live from the South Bank. Brianna Andrews, Channel 4, the local station.
And we have been digging into what we know about the apartment building. We've learned that the city issued a permit for the developer to build the apartments in December of 2021. Now, the plans called for a 247-unit 5-story wood frame building. That wood frame is what firefighters have said all morning is part of what is helping to fuel the fire and make it harder to fight. Now here's a look at what the $67 million project would have looked like once completed. And it was getting very close to completion. In fact, the website about the building, RISE Doro, indicates it's taking lease applications now, and crews installed one of the finishing touches, a rooftop pool just at the top here, late last year. A security guard spotted the fire and called firefighters, by the way, last night around 9:30, as we heard Vic mention. When they pulled up, firefighters, they saw smoke coming specifically from the 7th and the 6th floor. Again, we still don't know where it started, but based on what was reported when they first arrived, it appears it was isolated to the top 2 floors. The RISE Doro building is billed as having great views of downtown and within walking distance, of course, of the stadium and also of the ballpark, as you can see from these renderings. And now the project did not come without some controversy. This is the same site as the George Doro Fixture Company. It was demolished in 2021 after 107 7 years downtown to make room for RISE Doro. The Jacksonville Historical Society actually fought against the project, hoping to save the former building. Now, demolition was allowed to move forward because the Doro fixture building was not part of the downtown National Register District. Before the fire, RISE Doro was one of $8 billion in projects in the works for downtown Jacksonville. Now, as crews continue to monitor the fire, it's unclear certainly what is the next site as we wait to find out what caused the fire to begin with.